All right, good morning, teachers. This is Mr. Carampatan. I'm here today to discuss with you guys now that we're moving to this online distance learning for our scholars. The objective of this video today that I'm going to make is to make sure that we help our teachers set up the Google Classroom. Now, I know that if you already know how to do this, you can go ahead and disregard this video. But for those who are not familiar with it, we are making an attempt to help you guys out. So what will we learn today in today's video? How to create a virtual classroom. That's number one. Now, the topic that we're going to discuss is whether we should create individual classrooms per period or per subject matter. So, for example, do I want to create, let's say for math, seventh graders, do I want to create period one, period two, period three, etc., and I'll have 7 periods, or do I just want to create content classrooms like math seven, that is all for my regulars, and then one classroom for my math seven pre-AP. That is entirely up to the teacher. I would the less classrooms you have, the less you have to manage. Just understand that, okay? The less students have to put in as a code and what have you. And then secondly, how do what we can do is how do we add assignments and embed YouTube videos or any video that you have a link for that matter. How do we upload videos? How do we upload assignments or worksheets? Those are the two things that we will discuss. And then we will also discuss how we are going to have our scholars log in and get access to our content. This is through a class code that will be given. And again, this ties back to this, ties back to this. And this right here, how we can create a quiz for assessment, we can do that at a later time. I don't want to bombard you guys with too much information. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing is first. I'm gonna go to my Google Classroom. How do I go there? I'm gonna close this thing out. How do I go there? I will go to my Google Drive. I will hit Google Apps and I'll go to Classroom. Once I have this, it will pull up my Google Classroom and I'll have nothing. I will have nothing here except whatever I've created already. Now, I'm going to do this plus sign right here, create or join a class. This particular time, I will create a class. So this class, I'm going to pretend I'm making a math 6 regular. So I'm just going to put math 6 reg. That way, all my regular classes, the peer section, again, I could just put P1, P1, it doesn't matter what this is, okay? So I'll just put reg. Okay, subject we know was math. And then the classroom number, say it's 1018. That's a 6th grade classroom. So I'll hit create. Now what I've done is created a virtual classroom for all my 6th grade math students in my classroom, in my class. Now, we'll discuss later again as part of the conversation we had. We'll talk about how the kids are going to get in there. But right now, here's the deal. You have now created a Google Classroom. Okay, it's titled Math 6 Reg. Okay, so you can share something with your class here. Once you share something here, any student that has logged in or has joined your classroom will be able to see your message. If you say, hey students, we have a new project or new assignment, they will see that. Again, they'll only see that once they're able to get in on your classroom and join your class. So we'll discuss how they're going to join your class later. So now, let's go to the meat and potatoes of this, which is creating the classwork. On the classwork, I can create. Notice you have assignment, quiz assignment, question, material, reuse post, whatever. For this particular case, we're going to use assignment because that's what we're going to send our kiddos. So this particular case, I will do the assignment is evaluating expressions. This is already something that I already have a worksheet for, and the team has already discussed. This is what we're going to do. This is how we're going to teach our scholars. And the instructions, you can do whatever you want in here. You can tell them, please watch the video that I linked, and then answer the worksheet. Now, it would be best, most likely, if your video ties directly to the worksheet. That will give our scholars the best success, right? So I'm going to embed the link here. And if that's the case, I'll embed the link and they should be able to click that link. Now, here's the reason, here's the deal. I hit this math right here. Anything that I want to include, any classroom that I want to include that want this assignment to be seen by, I have to click here. And right now, it's just this particular class. Okay, so now I'll have there the due date, let's say is the 19th. Topic is evaluation, okay, and that's it. Okay, oops, evaluation, evaluating expressions, and that's that. So now I'm going to go ahead and add my file. It's probably best that you create yourself a folder. Like for me, I create a distance learning folder where I know all my worksheets are going to be submitted. I'm going to pull from. I hit upload, and then it's up to you. This is all entirely up to you. I'm just making it simple for you. Try to make it simple. Okay, students can view the file. You have options here. Don't make them edit the file because then it'll mess up everything. Okay, so and that's it really. When I hit assign, any student that has registered or joined that class will get this assignment and they will be able to see this. It's really this simple, guys. Now, again, we go back to how do our scholars get in and see this classroom? The only way that they can see this classroom is if you send them this code right here. Okay? So that's the code that you have to send them. If they type this in, they get to get into the classroom that you want. So here, I will go ahead and invite students, give them this, and this is where you can go ahead and invite your students. You can type their name in here, so their name should be in here, and it has to be their school Google name. So if you just type in their name, you should be able to see it. Um, I'm going to get, if I do this, any student that I know, let's just say Jeremiah Pineda, then there you go. And you click that, and you click, and you click, and you invite them, okay? So after that, and it's really at that point, you just have to wait for the students to sign in, and we're going to work with the parents to let them sign in. And after that, we are done with our Google Classroom. It is that simple.